This is the L2C Media Network, and this is Sports Final with Steve the Baxman Baxley, brought to you by the L2C Media Network. Now, with the headlines, with the details that make the headlines, it's Friday. With the details that make the headlines in the world of sports better for all of us, here's Steve. Someday, Harry, you should read the copy. Anyway, good evening, everybody. I'm Steve, and this is the broadcast du jour. Welcome, gentle readers, to another great edition, sort of great, of Sports Final. I don't know if should we do a monologue? Nah, not tonight. Let's just get with it. Okay, grazie. Let's go to sports. That's right, we're going to sports, lovey. My Thurston Howell the third impression. A lot of things we've got to do today, but we're having fun. We're going to have a lot more fun tonight. So, let's get busy. Woot. Yeah, do a little Arsenio salute there. Arsenio Hall. Hey, you thought this year's NFL draft order was finished? Oh, is you all nuts? The Dolphins, the Eagles, and 49ers done a little fandango of their own, so the draft order has Stuttgarted. You rang? No, I didn't, Harry. Thank you. All right. The top 10 was shaken up in the 2021 NFL draft order as the 49ers, Eagles, and Dolphins came together. That's right. The 49ers, Eagles, and Dolphins came together to complete two separate deals. The new draft order. We will bring new draft orders. Sounds like a wrestling group. Anyway, let's begin. The Dolphins, Jets, and Jaguars all have 2 picks in the first round. As draft night approaches, more could fall into that category as trade conversations continue around the league. All eyes are focused on situations involving Jets quarterback Sam Darnold, Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson, and the very troubled Deshaun Watson, the Texans quarterback. Texans, Seahawks, and Rams are all without a first-round pick for the moment. Let's do this. Now, here's a look at the order of picks in the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft. Jaguars got the first pick. Of course, they were 1-15 this season. Jets are number 2 at 2-14. 49ers, via trade with the Dolphins, take over the third spot. Falcons stay at number 4. Bengals stay at number 5. Dolphins, via trade with the Eagles, go to 6. Lions stay in 7th heaven. Panthers, 8th. Broncos, 9th. Cowboys, 10th. Giants, 11th. The Eagles are now in 12th via trade with the Dolphins. Chargers, 13th. Vikings, 14th. 15th, Patriots. 16th, Cardinals. 17th, Raiders. 18th, Dolphins. 19th, Washington. 20th, the Bears. 21st to the Colts. 22nd to the Titans. 23rd, the Jets via the Seahawks. 24th, Steelers. 25th, the Jags, the Rams. 26th, the Browns. 27th, the Ravens. 28th, the Saints. 29th, the Packers. 30th, the Bills. 31st, the Chiefs. 32nd to the Buccaneers. Now, the teams without a first pick, bear repeating: Houston, Los Angeles. Let's do it again. Houston Texans, Los Angeles Rams, and the Seattle Seahawks. The NFL Draft for this year, 2021, is scheduled to take place April 29th to May 1st in Cleveland. You can catch it on the NFL Network on ABC, ESPN. There you go. and, of course, on the varied draftnesses. Now, as for how this all happened to get down and get funky, well, let's begin to explain, shall we? Oh, we shall. We shall, folks. We shall. Okay, here is how this whole draft melange started. If we're all ready, I know we are. So, let there be fun. All right, 49ers. Well, the Miami Dolphins traded the number 3 overall selection in the 2021 NFL Draft to the 49ers in exchange for number 12 overall pick, a third-round pick in 2022, a first-round pick in 2022, and a first-round pick in 2023, the team announced. After that deal was completed, the Philadelphia Eagles and Dolphins agreed to a trade where the Dolphins moved back up to number 6 overall with the Eagles. The Eagles will move back to number 12 overall and acquire Miami's first-round pick in 2022. The Eagles also surrendered the number 156 overall pick and acquire Miami's pick at 123 overall. 49ers are presumably taking a quarterback with the newly acquired pick. Clemson quarterback Trevor Lawrence is a heavy favorite to be taken number 1 overall by the Jaguars. The New York Jets are number 2 overall and are also potentially in the mix for a quarterback. BYU's Zach Wilson, Ohio State's Justin Fields, North Dakota State's Trey Lance, and Alabama's Mac Jones are the other contenders to be taken in the first round. General Manager John Lynch was on hand Friday for Wilson's Pro Day. Now, by moving up to number 3 overall, the NFC West franchise is essentially saying that they are comfortable with at least 3 quarterbacks in this draft class, because there is a very reasonable chance that quarterbacks are taken with the first 2 overall picks. The situation is reminiscent to 2018 when New York traded up to number 3 overall a month before the draft. They knew Cleveland would take a quarterback at number 1 overall, and the door was obviously open for the Giants to do something at number 2 overall. They ultimately used that selection on USC quarterback Sam Darnold. Now, the odds of a quarterback being taken with each of the first 3 picks is very good. The run could go even further, with Atlanta potentially in the mix at number 4 overall. Carolina, New England, Denver, and Philadelphia stand out as other teams that could be in the market for help at the position. The number 102 overall pick acquired in the deal was a compensatory pick, granted to San Fran as part of the system that rewards franchises when a minority front office or head coaching candidate is hired away. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo has been the 49ers quarterback since being acquired in trade from the Patriots in October of 2017. Garoppolo has missed 23 regular season games over the past 3 years. He has been the subject of trade speculation this offseason, and a deal is surely to follow now that the team has secured a trade-up. Ooh. Ooh. And one more time. Ooh. And let's keep this oohing going, folks. Let me just itch here for a moment. Okay, and now to the other portion of this menage trade / draft pick fandango. The Philadelphia Eagles have completed more. Let's try that again, guys, shall we? The Philadelphia Eagles have completed more draft maneuvering with a top 10 pick in the Howie Roseman regime, only trading back this time around. Less than 10 minutes after the Dolphins traded back from the number 3 pick to number 12, the Dolphins trade up to number 6 with the Eagles, who will receive the number 12 overall pick, number 123 overall pick, the 4th round, and a 2022 first-round pick. Miami will receive the number 6 pick and the number 156 overall pick, the 5th round. The Eagles have been a load busy in the trade market this offseason. They shipped Carson Wentz to the Colts for a 2021 third-round pick and a 2022 conditional second-round pick, which can in turn go into a first if Wentz plays 75% of the snaps this season or plays 70% of the snaps and the Colts make the playoffs. The Eagles could have, in essence, 3 first-round picks in the 2022 NFL Draft. If all goes according to plan with Wentz, that's prime real estate for the ultimate rebuild. Now, the move also signals Jalen Hurts is undoubtedly the Eagles' quarterback this season, coming 2021 and beyond. Hurts started 4 games for the Eagles last season, completing 51.9 of his passes, 69 for 133, for 919 yards, with 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions for 77.2 passer rating. Hurts also had 46 carries for 272 yards and 3 touchdowns in those 4 starts. Now, as for the Dolphins, they trade up to number 6 after trading down from number 3 earlier in the day. Miami traded the number 3 overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft to the 49ers in exchange for a number 12 overall pick, number 102 overall pick in 2022, a first-round pick in 2022, and a first-round pick in 2023, according to Adam Schefter of ESPN. Now, in a nutshell, this is what the Eagles, 49ers, and Dolphins have received of the 2 trades for the Eagles. The number 12 overall from the Dolphins, the number 123 overall from the Dolphins, 2022 first-round pick from the Dolphins, their own pick. Dolphins get a number 6 overall from the Eagles, a number 156 overall from the Eagles, a 2022 first-round pick from the 49ers, a 2022 third-round pick from the 49ers, and a 2023 first-round pick from the 49ers. And speaking of the 49ers, they just get a number 3 overall from the Dolphins. And their landings on a chocolate star. Now, if you understood that, congratulations. If you didn't understand that, don't worry. Obviously, your local sports folks will explain it even more insanely. Speaking of insanely, man, have we been lonely for basketball, the collegiate form. But we will have to, of course, do with the NBA, which is getting closer and closer to their moment in the sun. Let's give you some updates, shall we? Third quarter is about to come to a brisk close, about 2:31 remaining. The Atlanta Hawks lead the Golden State Warriors 93-77 at the half. It is the Cleveland Cavaliers over the Los Angeles Lakers 51-44. Final scores. Buffalo Nets. Brooklyn Nets beat the Detroit Pistons 113-111. Boston Celtics over the Milwaukee Bucks 122-114. Phoenix Suns over the Toronto Raptors 104-100. Timberwolves of Minnesota over the Houston Rockets 107-101. Denver Nuggets over the New Orleans Pelicans 113-108. Charlotte Hornets over the Miami Heat 110-105. Portland Trail Blazers over the Orlando Magic 112-105. Indiana Pacers over the Dallas Mavericks 109-94. Utah Jazz over the Memphis Grizzlies 117-114. And that's it. I did that without any mistakes. Scary, isn't it? Okay, let's go from the wit and wisdom of basketball to the funny side of Une Ligue de National Hockey. There you go. So, not much going on in the realm of the National Hockey League tonight. We'll just give you what we can. Here we go. Second intermission. The Arizona Coyotes lead the San Jose Sharks 2-1. In the second intermission, the Winnipeg Jets. I have them moving to Vancouver. Winnipeg Jets over the Calgary Flames 2-0. Some finals. In fact, only 2 finals to report and a postponement. Washington Capitals beat the New Jersey Devils 4-0. Samsonov for Washington, 24 saves. Ovechkin for Washington, 2 goals. And Sherry for Washington, 1 goal and 1 assist. And finally, the Anaheim Ducks beat up the St. Louis Blues Ducks beat the Blues 4-1. Gibson for Anaheim, 33 saves. Steele for Anaheim, 1 goal. And O'Reilly was a factor for St. Louis, but not that much of a factor. 1 goal. Final score again. Ducks 4, Blues 1. There you go, right there. Okay. Give me a little monetary moment table here. Come on. Bye bye boo bye boo. Bye boo bye boo bye boo. Bye boo bye bye bye. Bye boo bye boo bye bye. Okay. It's 53 minutes past the hour of 11 o'clock, which means we are halfway into conclusion time. So, what are we going to do right now? We're going to do some commercial heads. And, of course, our first commercial head is to remind you that tonight at midnight, join Claudia Treos and her friends for another live edition of Boxeo Telemundo. And you can watch it on your local Telemundo station or online at deportestelemundo.com, or your local cable outlet will have some live streaming of their little stations, or you can watch it on Hulu. There you go. Also tonight, Boxeo Telemundo, they'll have more on the big news that we will give you tonight. That big news is, of course, that he's back. Oscar De La Hoya returns for a big bout in June, and they'll talk about it on Boxeo Telemundo. We'll report it here on this little show. Right now, let's give you a little juice. Yeah, a little juice, boys. Yeah, we're going to give you a little juice. You want to know how we're going to give you a little juice? Oh, I'll tell you what we're going to do with a little juice. It's something that we like to call so it's something we got to call plug-in Rakita Law. And tonight, not sure I don't think there's a Friday stream now. Nope. You sure of that? You are sure. Yeah. Okay. No Friday stream, but there will be probably a weekend stream Saturday and Sunday. So, lost blaming the interwebs with the humble Minnesota attorney, Mr. Nick Rakita, over the weekend on the Rakita Law channel here on YouTube. There you go. Okay, we are bizarrely finished with that. Oh, boy. Via is having a little fun now. That is right. We've done 2 scoreboards, if I'm correct. And I usually are. Yeah, I'm bucking for section 3. Hee hee. So, oh yeah, and by the way, our scoreboards are all sponsored by William Hill Sportsbook. Remember, Let's make things interesting, but do it respectfully. Anyway, tomorrow, of course, we have racing, NASCAR racing on dirt. That's right. Bristol, Tennessee is the home. And believe it or not, you'll be able to enjoy this because, friends, for the first time ever, Bristol Speedway will revert back to what it was long ago, a dirt track. Yes, before blacktop auto racing, they raced on that thing known as dirt. Great thing. It is going to be a historic moment in Bristol. You can catch the race on, I think it's going to be on the Fox network, not on FS1 or anything, unless, well, they happen to make a little move. But I think the Bristol race is going to be on the Fox network. So this is going to be an interesting moment of fun and thrills. Tape it if you have to, or DVR it. Either way, it will work. We got about a minute left before we officially go into the halfway point. So here's a little moment. And I will tell you that this is sort of going to be a semi-conscious monologue. By the way, want to say congratulations and good luck. Long career. You deserve the ultimate break. This morning, Frank Beckman, the sports director, longtime sports director before he became a news talk personality. You know, Frank Beckman started the broadcast of sports of I'm trying to think what the show was. Sports Talk 760 WGF from 7 to 8 p.m. I do believe it was. And he then went to be the new voice of Michigan football, taking the place of the late great Bob Ufer. And then he decided to do Tiger baseball over WKBD TV, then UPN 50 now. And he decided to go from sports and move into the news talk range when he took over the 10 noon slot with the self-titled Frank Beckman Show, where he's been doing his thing. And he is now called it a career. He did his last show, not from the studio, but from a on-location place to be. And I will tell you this, for as long as he's had his career, he has been one of a kind. And Frank Beckman, you will be missed. Whoever replaces you on Monday, and they have yet to announce, is going to have some huge shoes to fill. But with very few stations, is going to be replaced, or his shoes will not be filled, but Dan Bongino will be the newest member of the talk radio family. His show, which you usually can see and hear over things like Facebook Live and other little models of joy in the radio world. Well, he was signed to a big old contract with Westwood One, which Westwood One and Premier Network. The Dan Bongino Show will premiere in May. on many of the stations used to carry the Rush Limbaugh show. And with that said, we say to you, that's a little bit of our media look. And we, of course, say with visions of loveliness and excitement, it's great that Dan Bongino will be taking over. I know a lot of people have said that Mark Stein should do it, but I think Mark Stein is going to be a busy person for a long, long time. But either way, Rush is irreplaceable. So I won't even say Dan will be replacing Rush. I'm just going to say he will be doing his own show. Rush's departure, it's like instead of carrying the torch or passing the torch, with Rush's passing, that sort of ended one portion of the history of talk radio. A new portion, another portion will be made and will bring out the best in everybody that loves talk radio and will respect Rush and make Dan feel welcomed, as they say. Yes. Anyway, that's about it. We've rambled. And I love the rambling. Grr. Anywho's. Oh, good. Have we gotten our issues concluded now? Great. 1 minute left in our little talkie poo. There we go. St. Louis woman. Okay, just give me words, guys, that we are el fin de semana. Okay, we are compiled, we are complete. Okay, let's get the rest of the broadcast fini then. Okay, we got more stuff to do. Let's do that stuff. Shallst we? We shallst. Okay, we've done the NBA, we've done the NHL. Let's do some media. I think we've already done some things, so we'll just make sure some more headlines pop up that we can do. Don't forget, I think tomorrow we have the Sweet 16. But here's some news that sort of okay in aspect, but don't know. NBC Universal, is let's put it this way: this deal with Peacock with the WWE Network. Oh boy, maybe they should have had second thoughts. Last Thursday, on the first day of Peacock's agreement to launch the WWE Network on their streaming service, fans began to notice some of the shows were edited from their original version. Those edits were of moments or matches that either haven't aged well or they weren't even appropriate at the time. Now it appears those edits will not be isolated situations, and that will be the plan going forward. According to The Hollywood Reporter, NBC Universal, which owns the Peacock streaming service and owns the USA Cable Network, is reviewing all 17,000 hours of WWE content to ensure it aligns with Peacock's standards and practices, quote unquote. In addition, quote, WWE is also being made aware of any edits. Well, that's nice. As of now, only pay-per-views, documentaries, and recent shows have been uploaded to Peacock, while the rest of the library is expected to be up by the time SummerSlam hits. Speaking of hits, there have been two major edits that fans have noticed so far. The first was from WrestleMania 6, where Roddy Piper did a promo in a match with half his body painted black, going against Bad News Brown, a black wrestler. Both the promo and the match have been edited out of the Peacock version. The second was from Survivor Series 2005, where Mr. McMahon, the TV character of owner and CEO Vince McMahon, said the dreaded N-word to John Cena, who was doing a rapper character. That backstage scene is also taken out from the Peacock version. This means that regardless if one agrees with this practice or not, pro wrestling fans are now figuring out in their minds which moments are likely to be on the chopping block. And you could say the Attitude Era may have worked once, but it ain't working in this era. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of heavy editing from the Attitude Era of the late 90s, early hundreds. Just off the top, moments that could possibly be removed: X-Pac doing blackface when D-Generation X impersonated the Nation of Domination. Triple H in storyline drugged Stephanie McMahon to get her to marry him. Triple H, wearing a cane mask, had sex with a mannequin in a coffin. Brian Pillman pulled a gun on Stone Cold Steve Austin that looked like a home invasion. Terry and Lita had separate storyline miscarriages. And that doesn't get into all the unprotected chair shots to the head, instances of violence against women, the bra and panties matches, and some of the insensitive characters from over the years. Guess what? They're gone. In other words, there might be a lot of things throughout the history of WWE, WCW, and ECW that don't make the cut for Peacock. Some of those controversial moments, like the Big Boss Man feeding Al Snow his own dog, were intentionally meant to be controversial in order to make fans hate the villain in the storyline, but Peacock might not consider intent in their decision-making. WWE has kept those moments on their streaming service and put up a disclaimer before older shows that explain how we're airing a show in its original version and it doesn't reflect the current value as a company, and that viewer discretion is advised. That may be too little too late, however. In other words, everything's going to be watered down. Okay, let's talk further about, while the ink is still drying on the NFL's TV package for 2023, well, for CBS and Fox, it's going to look much different. An added wrinkle is coming to the Sunday NFL packages broadcast by CBS and Fox once the network's new contracts with the NFL go into effect with the 2023 season. According to the highly regarded Sports Business Journal, the traditional AFC and NFC packages, as we know them, have essentially been scrapped. Instead, each network will be able to choose teams from their respective conferences, AFC for CBS, NFC for Fox, and decide how many times it wants to air those chosen teams. As the Sports Business Journal explained, the new setup, though there is a hefty dose of the unknown regarding how many teams can be chosen, and if there's a maximum amount of times those teams can be chosen. Quote, starting in 2023, Fox and CBS will identify a specific number of teams that it wants to carry for a specific minimum of games. It is not known how many teams or games are part of this process, which will occur at some point before the official schedule release. Because it has the NFC package, Fox will only pick, obviously, NFC teams, which will mean that Fox is likely to carry more Cowboys and Packers games than other networks. CBS will pick AFC teams, which, at least in the near term, means a heavy dose of the Chiefs and Steelers. Those games will come from anywhere on the schedule. There will be no such thing as a traditional Fox NFC or CBS AFC game, as in years past. Additionally, the standard fallback of Fox getting interconference and road NFC games and CBS getting interconference and road AFC games will be gone, potentially turning the lesser regarded games each week. Again, from the article, quote, for decades, Fox would carry any games with two NFC teams or any interleague games where the NFC was on the road. CBS had the AFC games, including any game where the AFC was on the road. Under the new deal, those designations will be stripped away, essentially making all 272 games free agents. Now, a lot of people are curious if this will work similarly to the Big Ten arrangement with Fox and ESPN, where each network drafts games for the season, assuming the nationally televised games, Sunday, Monday, and Thursday Night Football, and international games are chosen pre-draft by the league. The best guess is that each network will be able to pick the games they want from their chosen teams before filling out the rest of their schedule's draft style. An interesting situation could unfold if later in the season an interconference game that ends up looking like one of the stronger ones on the schedule airs on the network opposite the one you'd expect it to air on. Here's an example. If the Lions Raiders on Fox or Panthers and Falcons on CBS, I'm sure that in coming years we'll learn a lot more about this process, and come 2023, it'll be a fun fiesta. Okay, 13 minutes past the hora and magic of 12 midnight. We're going until about 12:45. Now, we did tease on the board that there has been a little bit of a talk between The Athletic and Axios regarding a merger. That's right, two of online media's most prominent outlets are talking about a merger. Ben Mullen from the Wall Street Journal is reporting that The Athletic is in discussions with Axios about combining to form a larger company. Financing for such a venture could come from going public as a, quote, blank check firm, end quote, to potential investors. A merged Axios and The Athletic could also form a special purpose acquisition corporation, or SPAC, to draw investors with the intention of adding more properties to the company. Now, both Axios and The Athletic will remain separate publications in such a merger, maintaining their own staffs and individual publications. Naturally, that didn't stop media reporters and observers from joking about what a combined company might be called. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, one initiative would be to sell premium subscriptions to businesses. Axios CEO Jim Vanderhay is familiar with such a model from his time at Politico, where he helped create Politico Pro. That spinoff publication was geared toward businesses and political professionals, covering beats such as energy, technology, and healthcare. The Athletic is built on a paid subscription model, surpassing 1 million subscribers last fall, also generating ad sales through podcasts. Axios is free for readers, relying more on native advertising and sponsored events for revenues. The outlet largely reaches subscribers through a variety of newsletters devoted to areas of interest, including politics, media, stock, health, technology, and sports. Additionally, Axios has a news documentary series on HBO. Now, launched in 2017, Axios emphasizes shorter articles that get right to the information, often uses bullet points to fill in background information quickly. The intention was to serve a readership that largely consumes news on mobile devices and social media. The company was created by Vanderhay with fellow journalists Ray Schwartz and Mike Gallen, all of whom left Politico. Axios recently expanded its coverage with newsletters in 6 local markets, which somewhat resembles The Athletic, devoting coverage to individual regions. Meanwhile, The Athletic was created in 2016 by Alex Mather and Adam Hansman, launching first in Chicago before expanding to Toronto with a focus on baseball and hockey. By 2017, the operation extended to several other markets, including Cleveland, Detroit, and the Bay Area, while also expanding its coverage to include the NFL, college football, and the NBA. The site soon expanded to cover soccer, sports media, and motorsports, and has recently devoted more coverage to breaking news. So there you go. Success from both could merge into one big McLaughlin lump of happiness. for fans. Yes. There you go. Okay, let's kick it over to our favorite thing in the free world. That's right. International sports. And can we do this? Whoa. Whoa, thank you very little. Haha. Yes, I forgot we had that. So how are we going to do this, boys? How are we going to do this? Oh, yeah. I know how we're going to do this. Okay. Let's give you, while we're on here, the Australian Football League. And this for you, my people. This for you. I'm going to check in, see if there are any live feeds for round 2 of the Australian Football League action. Yeah, I think we can do this. Okay, one game in the books. It was the Geelong Cats versus the Brisbane Lions, and the Cats beat the Lions 12-9-81 to 11-16-80. Right now, we're going to give you a little listen in. The Sydney Swans and Adelaide Crows match. Right now, it is the Swans 10-6-66 and the Crows 4-5-32. Let's go give you this match. It's in the third quarter, and we are going to hopefully let you give a little. We're going to try to give a little listen into the Swans versus the Crows from the Sydney Cricket Grounds in Sydney, Australia. Let's take you to that coverage very much you'd like to listen to. I know I would for a little bit. So we're going to give you a listen in to the Swans versus the Crows, courtesy of, we got a good shot for it too. It's 10-6-66 to 4-8-32. The Swans are leading. And as soon as our thing pops up here, we will give you the word. And the word is, we're going to go to Triple M. And why? Because they rock football. Give you a little bit of a listen to some Triple M footy action taking place right here, right now.
You'll poke at the football rather than kicking through it. Very much a conference player. Reed, Franklin, the full lead and mark out in front. It's wonderful over in front of Dudo. Just mark that and go back and slot this. And just looking at some of the, they're now kicking 5 goals from their defensive 50. There must be massive concerns up in the box from Matthew Nix, and just the ease which the Swans can transition the football and get good looks inside their forward half.
The midfield dominance from the Swans starting to come, Jude, but we must reset for the Crows fans out there. No Luke Brown, 168 games. No Jake Kelly, 91 games. No Daniel Talia, 200 games. All that experience not in Crows defence. You got Nick Murray playing his first game. You got Jordan Butts playing his 4th game, and they are going up against some serious firepower for the Sydney Swans. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy, Hickey, V. O'Brien, the 2 big men have battled all day. Free kick's going to Ben Keys against Luke Parker or Chad Warner by the looks of it. So Keys to take the free kick once they find the football.
Okay, gracias. Triple M giving you a little listen in. That was about 8 seconds. Once again, the score in quarter 3, 7:27. So it's still early in the third quarter. Is the Sydney Swans 11-6-72 to the Adelaide Crows 4-8-32. Round 2 is looking very good, if you ask me. Of course, there are some other matches going to be taking place this week, or this in round 2, if of course we can Grr. Okay, we got some other matches taking place. And I'll tell you about all that a little later. Right now, we do have to give you a little skidoo here. Let's take you to the action of football, or as we like to call it, soccer here in America. It's football on in London and all across Latin America and beyond. Here we go, kids. League One matchup: Oxford United beat Lincoln City 2-1. In World Cup qualifying in North and Central America, El Salvador beat Grenada 2-0. Canada over Bermuda 5-1. Panama, Panama 1, Barbados nothing in the Irish Premier Division. Finn Harps over Dundalk 2-1. Sligo Rovers over Waterford 2-1. In the Australian A-League, it was Melbourne City 4, Western Sydney Wanderers 1. And that's it for that. Hello to all my friends on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Minds, Instagram, of course, the fun-filled TikTok. Okay, we got one thing we got. You know what that is? That is the scoreboard. And of course, our scoreboard is always sponsored by William Hill Sportsbook. Let's do it responsibly. All right. I'm going to take my lug nut hat off. You realize they're utilizing their ball field because the season has been delayed until May, I do believe. So for the first weekend of April, they're having a mini golf tournament. Had I known that earlier, I would have entered. Of course, you go for the red jacket. I prefer the green plaid one from Holy Moly. Anyway, Lugnuts really, last year when they had no season due to COVID, they decided to have their own league called the Lemonade League. And that was beautiful. You know, someday when we get in our other other room there, we might just invite a guest or two to be on our broadcast. Get enough of an upgrade to have an actual studio. Anyway, let's get to the basketball in the Euro League. Zenit Petersburg over Kimiki 91-70. Baskonia over Olympia Milano 86-69. Bing that bell, because 69 is a workable number. Fenerbahce over Olympiacos 76-71. Barcelona over Alba Berlin 80-67. In the Euro Cup playoffs, it was Monaco over Budućnost 74-64. Virtus Bologna 84-78 over Juventud Badalona. Gran Canaria defeated Levonis by 2, 66-64. We've already done the NBA. Let's get going here. Right now, let's give you an update on the Lakers and the Cavs. In the fourth quarter, Lakers have caught up and now lead the Cavaliers 72-61. In hockey, Skelfity defeated Malmo 6-1. Updates on the NHL scoreboard. The 18th minute of the third period, it is Arizona Coyotes 5, San Jose Sharks 2. And in the 19th minute of the third period, it is the Winnipeg Jets over the Calgary Flames 3-2. Finland Cuckoo over Hammerlina 2-1. Kalpa over JYP 4-1. And Luco over Tapara 2-0. And they started, yes, the Japanese baseball season has begun, so that means we have to do this straight-laced, and here we go. The Rakuten Golden Eagles defeated the Nippon Ham Fighters 8-2, 8-10-3 for the Eagles, 2-5-1 for the Fighters. Wakui for Rakuten got the win. He's 1-0. And Uwasawa gets lost for Nippon. He's 0-1. The Hanshin Tigers beat the Yakut Swallows 4-3 for the Tigers, 4-8-2 for the Swallows, 3-8-0. Kajiya for Hanshin gets the win. He's 1-0. Shimizu gets lost for the Yakut Swallows. He's 0-1. Cebu Lions over the Oric Buffaloes 4-3, 4-7-0 for the Lions, 3-8-2 for the Buffaloes. Takahashi for the Lions gets the win. He's 1-0. Yamamoto gets lost for the Buffaloes. He's 0-1. The Omuri Giants barely hung on, but they get the win anyway. They defeated the Yokohama Bay Stars 8-7. 8-9-1 for the Giants, 7-12-1 for the Bay Stars. Nakagawa for the Giants gets the win. He's 1-0. Mishima gets lost for Yokohama. He's 0-1. Chunichi Dragons over the Hiroshima Carp, 7-6. Fukushima gets the win for the Dragons. He's 1-0. And Kemna gets lost for the Carp. He's 0-1. The Fukuoka Silverhawks defeated the Chibalati Marines 8-2. 8-8-0 for the Hawks. 2-6-0 for the Marines. Ishikawa for the Silverhawks gets the win, 1-0. Futaki gets a loss for the Marines. He's 0-1. And in the second inning, it is the Chibalati Marines over the Fukuoka Silverhawks 1-0. In preseason baseball in the major leagues, Tigers beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 5-2. Tampa Bay over Boston 7-3. Chicago Cubs and San Francisco Giants wound up in a 5-5 tie. Cleveland Indians defeated the Colorado Rockies 5-4. Cincinnati Reds over Arizona Diamondbacks 7-3. White Sox over the Brewers 7-5. Miami Marlins blanked the Houston Astros 9-0. The Atlanta Braves over the Minnesota Twins 7-6. Washington Nationals over the New York Mets 7-3. Baltimore Orioles they won over the New York Yankees 4-1. Blue Jays of Toronto over the Philadelphia Phillies 6-5. Oakland Athletics blanked the Los Angeles Dodgers 11-0. Texas Rangers over the Kansas City Royals 8-1. And the San Diego Padres over the Seattle Mariners 6-3. In the South Korea, the Korean Baseball Organization, they continue their preseason red hot. Kia Tigers over the Lotte Giants 9-4. Hanwha Eagles over the KT Wiz Swan 6-5. Doosan Bears over the LG Twins 7-3. NC Dinos and the Kaiwoon Heroes tied at 7. SSG Landers and the Samsung Lions also tied at 10. In the second inning, the Lotte Giants and the Hanwha Eagles are scoreless. And folks, believe it or not, we're walking on air because we're done. Got about 4 minutes. Hi, thank you. How you doing? Glad to have you with us. And a big thank you to you. Thank you. We got about 3 minutes left on the program. Got to remind you that we will be back, of course, right after the we'll be back Saturday, right after the late NCAA tournament game, right here for another edition of Sports Final. We'll give you the Sweet 16. We'll give you baseball's last few days of spring trading. We'll also circle the bases with everything else. Do we have time? Mandy Summers, Wart the Wizard 2 is just about 90 away from hitting 8,000. And Wyatt Holiday's Eternal Armor is getting close to about 9,000, I think it was, or 7,000. Do we have an update on both? If we do, can we do a couple of updates quickly before we hand over things to the late folk? So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Catch Tori by the toe. Okay, Wizard is 70 away from 8,000. 7,930 for Wart the Wizard, the Portal of Echoes. And for Eternal Armor, that is Wyatt Holiday's little baby. Eternal Armor, we have it available, boys and girls. Give you the blessing of blessings. Yes, I'm putting my thing on my nose. Okay, Eternal Armor is about 20 away from 6,400. They're 120 away from 7,000. So congratulations, Eternal Armor. Great job thus far. Let's see if we got a further up. Semi-consciously good broadcast. This is what we call 80 for Wyatt Holiday's Eternal Armor. The funding for both Eternal Armor and Wart the Wizard 2, Portal of Echoes, is going excellent. So we are out of time. So I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow after the late NCAA tournament game around midnight Eastern. I'm Steve the Backspam Baxley. For everybody who's a part of the Sports Final family, good night. Have a great weekend and enjoy the sports. And thank you all very much. Good night. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. Talk to you following. I do believe we are going to follow the late game, so around midnight Eastern, unless they end it early. So we'll talk to you tomorrow night, everybody. Thank you and good night.